Hey everyone, how are you doing this week? We're getting right into Christmas and things are getting super crazy. And I just finished a weekend with Creative Cafe International. They did, well, it's a group of 6 amazing Creative Memories advisors. They did a weekend virtual uh, teaching. There was 6 larger classes and 6 mini classes. The large class took kind of on the average about 2.5 hours of teaching, and then the small ones were a half hour each. And it was so fun, and it was so informative, and so I'm coming off a high of learning a lot of fun new stuff. Um, and one of the ideas kind of prompted me to play with the um, laser cut paper packs that we get every now and then, but are common for Croptoberfest and National Scrapbook Day. So let me show you what I did with a few of those. So I'm going to transfer over to the desktop. These were made out of these laser papers. This is the Croptoberfest 2023 laser paper pack. There's 3 different ones in here, and there's 2 different sides. So the white one has the black or dark brown on the one side. The other side, this one has the brown and the blue on the other side. And this one's just a little bit different on the other side. So there's 3 pieces in this pack, and I want to show you how to use 2 of them. I'm going to open this up. And honestly, guys, I never would have thought to cut any of these up. I just would have pulled the papers out, used them as a full page, and went on from there. But I've watched a few others, actually several others, who were brave enough to cut these up. And I thought, no, you can't cut those up. You're going to ruin them. And I found out that they aren't ruined when you cut them. They turn out to be really fun, different things. So this particular one, I cut, and then I cut again using the smallest custom cutting system circle with the red blade on the outside. And I'll demonstrate that for you. So I kind of fussy cut this. I cut it out by hand. And then this side, I used the circle cutter on. So then I kind of branched out from there, and I did this one. This one is out of this piece. And as I was cutting it up, so we've got this dark gray on one side and the white on the other. And I just started on one side, and I used the circle pattern. And once I got it cut, I thought, how cute, there's an owl right here sitting in the tree. And I didn't even notice it till I put it on this paper. So I am going to show you how to cut these. And I'm going to get another sheet of paper real quick. Let's see, what did I do with that? This one, is this one I want to use? Yeah, this one could be okay. Okay. So I'm going to start with this one. Show you how I did this. So I just took this, just grabbed a pair of scissors, and I just kind of cut around the blue, just kind of following along the pattern, just so you could still see some of the blue on the outside. So bear with me as I just kind of cut this. So some of the papers that I'm showing tonight have been discontinued. But I'm sure if you get a hold of your advisor, she can find some of these for you. Or you probably have them yourself. And like me, up until a certain point, you thought, what am I going to do with these? I'm not quite sure how to use these laser cut papers. And I loved them. I thought they were gorgeous. But again, like I said, I didn't quite know what to do with them. So I just kind of bit the bullet and decided, okay, I'm going to cut some of these up and just kind of see what I end up with while I do this. And I actually really loved the outcome. So if your advisor does not have these, I have a few, and you can probably also find them on an in search of site. Um, just ask, in search of the laser cut papers. These are specifically from the Croptoberfest 2023. But like I said, check with your advisor first. She can probably find a set for you if you don't already have your own. And if you guys like what I'm working on tonight, go ahead and if you haven't already, click subscribe and you'll get, and click on the bell. And then you'll get notifications when I come out with my videos each week. I try to be consistent on the days that I bring them out, but life happens and sometimes just am not able to do them on the exact same day every week. So if you subscribe and click on the bell, then you'll get notifications and then you can see what crazy creations I may have happened to have come up with during the week. This one I'm actually really kind of excited about because I really liked how it came out. So, and those who have already subscribed, thank you so much. I just want you to know how much I really appreciate you, really appreciate your support. Those who comment and let me know what you're thinking as you watch my videos, I really appreciate you guys too. Some of you have been so consistent and it's been so fun. I just kind of feel like we're becoming old friends as we kind of chat with each other from your comments. So thank you so much for those. Okay, and I'm almost done cutting this out. Just a little bit more around the corner here. They do tend to stick together, so it makes it kind of difficult sometimes to keep them apart. Okay. So there we have the outline. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my circle pattern. Now, like I said, this is the smallest circle pattern in that, in the set. There's 3 circles in the set. And so what I did was I just kind of mimicked this pattern. So I kind of lined this up here, made sure it was equal, kind of top to bottom. And this little piece out of here, where'd that come from? Okay, so then I put my pattern underneath this here. And it really is almost the exact size. So if I just kind of center this on here, make sure it's kind of about where I want to cut this. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So now I'm not going to cut it all the way around. I'm only going to cut it to a certain area because if I cut it all the way around, it's going to cut it completely off and it won't stay together. So I'm going to turn this blade around and I'm going to start about right here. So I want to put these two knobs in this outside groove. And you got to press down pretty hard because this laser cut paper is pretty thick. Follow the pattern around and then stop maybe about right there. Because like I said, I don't want to cut all the way through it. I want it to stay together as I go down with these three different ones. So I'm going to lift this up, make sure it's cut all the way around until that point, which it is. Okay, so I'm going to put this back up on top here. Kind of measure it to see about where I'm going to cut the next one. Okay, hold it down, slide it down, and then kind of center it again. This inside part kind of goes right along the edge where this this part of the groove is. I don't know if you guys can see that. So it kind of goes right around this edge right here. And then the outside edge also goes kind of around this outside edge. So as I'm lining this up, I want to kind of center it in here. Make sure it's cut about the same distance the top was. And this was over a little bit further. Kind of takes a little bit of fussing around with it. Let's see. Okay, I think that's close enough. So I'll move this out of the way. Now see how I cut this down? It's about right to here. You guys see that? So when I cut this here, I'm going to start here and go around just partially to the bottom. And then I'm going to start here and go around partially to the bottom. Again, I want to keep these pieces together. Okay, so put this in here and go cut it around. Kind of stop maybe about right there. Just make sure it's cut all the way through there. And then move it over and cut this around on this side. Again, stopping about right here, keeping it still together. Okay, so let's see what I got here. That's cut, that's cut. Cool. Okay, so now for the last section, I'm going to put this back on top here. Make sure it's about where I cut it here. Hold it down, pull this down, and then do the same thing. Kind of center it. Which will take me close to the bottom. And I think that's good. Okay, so now I'm going to cut it from here all the way around, back up to about here. So I'm just going to cut it back to about where I've left off cutting the other pieces. And then I can kind of fussy cut it from there. Okay, so again, press pretty hard so it'll cut all the way through. And then cut back up there. Let's make sure it's cut all the way through on the section here, which it is. Okay. So now we've got this piece. And this is not quite cut through. There we go. There we go. So we've got the 3 circles that are still together. Now on this one, I couldn't decide which color I wanted up facing, from underneath. I really like the blue, but I also really like the brown. So I wasn't real sure. So this one, I'm actually going to use the blue. And just add it onto the top here. Move it around a little bit. Put some adhesive on it. I'm going to use some repositionable adhesive. This way, if I don't get it centered quite right, I can lift it up and center it around again. Okay, let's see. Here's the top, middle, and the bottom. Isn't that cool? Isn't that pretty? I absolutely love this. Okay, so where was the other sheet of paper? So this is part of the Croptoberfest paper. And this side looked really nice with the brown. It made the brown show up really well. But since I have the blue, I'm going to turn it over and see how nice that looks on the brown trees. It's so, so pretty. So you can add it to another sheet of paper. You can use this one. Kind of offset it a little bit. And then you can add some photos and you can add some stickers. So you've got your photos that will cross over here. These are 4x6, so they're a little big. So they kind of just barely fit on here. If you wanted to do it that way, or you can move them around. Can overlap it just a little bit. Add another photo here on the bottom. Okay, and then you've got a completed page. So let me show you how to do the other one. It's the same concept. Okay. So what you're going to do is use this as your pattern, okay? And I want to get this owl, not accidentally this time. I want to get this owl in here. So if I'm going to put this on here and do the same thing, okay? I'm going to take this top circle, make sure it's kind of centered in there. And okay, then I'm going to move this out of the way, do the same thing. So I'm not going to cut all the way around, just partially. That way I can keep the owl in there. Okay, so go most of the way around. Do your best to cut all the way through right there. Okay, let's see. I've got that cut. Okay, I'm going to put this pattern back on top. Move the circle down. Okay, cut from here down to here and here down to here. Now, again, you have to make sure that you don't cut it all the way around because then you're going to just cut this off. So you just have to be careful how far you cut it just to make sure those pieces do stay on somewhat. This one has a lot more holes in it than the brown one did, the blue and the brown one. Okay, and then the last piece, you're not really going to be cutting very much because it's pretty thin. So it just makes kind of it look like a trunk of a tree. Okay, that's pretty close. That looks like it's kind of too far down. Let me check this again. Actually, that looks like it's pretty close. So we're just going to do this. Cut it all the way around the bottom. Cut back up. Okay, so now we'll just fussy cut the rest of it to get the rest of it out of there. We'll just cut right here. And so see, it's all still intact. You have to make sure when you're cutting the circle around that you don't cut it all the way, because then you would have cut these pieces off and then it would have been kind of a mess. You would have kind of not gotten the look that you were looking for. Okay, now you can put this on a sheet of paper. I happen to love this snowflake paper. I think it's so pretty. So you can back it like that. Turn the piece of paper. Now, I think this was about 4¼ inches, which is pretty wide. I don't usually make my borders that wide just because it's kind of takes up a lot of room on the page. But for this, it's just pretty stunning. You know what? I'm going to try the other side and see what it looks like. I think that one looks nice too. We'll have to figure it out what size we like better. But I'm going to cut it at 4 1/4. That just looks like it's raining. I like that. Okay. So we are going to put some adhesive on the back of this. Put a little bit on the edges where the circle parts are so that they stay down. Maybe a little bit of repositionable here on these little spikes that come out. Okay. Center it on the page. And you have a really cool looking border. I don't know about you guys, but I just thought this was so cute with this little owl sitting here. You can also take some of the owl stickers or leaf stickers from the Croptoberfest sticker pack and add it to it if you like. But I just really thought that these were kind of stunning on their own. Where was that other border that I had? Okay, now I've lost the original one. Oh, guys, I am so sorry. This sheet of paper. This sheet of paper. Okay, so now one more possible idea. Because these are so wide, I was thinking if you had a 2-page spread, okay, you could cut this in half. And then half of it would go on one page, half of it would go on the other. And then it would make it not quite so wide on the one page, although I really do like it because it's so stunning on the one page. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try just cutting it in half and seeing what it looks like. Okay, I found the other one. I don't know when I'm losing something here. Okay, if I don't like it, I can always make another one. But this is 4 1/4. So half of it would be 2 1/8. So if I just cut this in half, okay, then we have the 2 pages together, theoretically. You have that on one side and this one on the other. Then you put the border on each different side. And I really should have had 2 of these other pieces over here so it would look the same. But then you can go ahead and add your photos from there. So you've got that on one side, and then you've got photos on the other side. And then make it a 2-page spread. So let me know what you guys think. This is kind of a wild idea, but I thought it just turned out so cool. Okay, so there's that idea. And so you can use it on a different idea, like one of the different laser cut paper packs. I had this one out. This is the Croptoberfest 2021, and I used this one. Now, it didn't go all the way through like this did, so it didn't have the full sheet of these different patterns, but it had it on the outside. So what I did with this one was I cut the outside off of it. So then this could be used in the center of the page, showing more of the paper pattern. Or with the pieces that I cut off, I took one of the sides and the other side, and then I just put it together. So it just made a smaller section, which made a really nice border for the page. So I don't know if you can see it. What I did was this, I cut this piece all the way down and cut it around here. And then I took this piece, this side. So I cut it from like here around. And then I took this side and cut it from here all the way around. So then that way the pieces matched in the corners, and I was able to put it together. Kind of hard to see. I don't know if you can see it right here. But this is part of this piece over here. And this one is part of this piece over here. But I matched it up pretty good, didn't I? But I don't know if you can tell that that's a little bit doubled right there. So I just matched it up and made a smaller border piece out of it. Then I found this sunshine paper, the what's it called? Sunshine. Oh, no, it's called Sunflower Fields. This is one of my all-time favorite papers from recent times. It has all kinds of sunflowers and papers and yellows and oranges, colors I really love. And then I took one of the pages and kind of fussy cut the flower out of it because I'd already used part of the piece for something else. So I had this left over. It looked like this. So I had this piece left over, and I thought, what if I cut this? This is a 2-inch cut. And then I fussy cut around the flower and the leaves. And then I could add this to it. And then make that a border on the page. Isn't that pretty? I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I was just playing, and I would encourage you to do the same thing. Just take your pieces of paper that you have, fussy cut things out, and just see what you come up with. I'd love to see the things that you guys come up with on your pages. Here we can put a few photos on here. And then you can cut a few smaller ones and add them in as well. But this to me is a very fun, happy sunshine page. And I just think it's so pretty. Okay, guys, so think to subscribe if you haven't already. I would sure appreciate it. If you do not have an advisor and you would like to order some of these products, just go on to my website at www.creativememoriescom/user/Deanne Castro. Check it out. Just see all the different things that are available. But please, if you are already working with an advisor, go to her webpage and find out what you can order from her. If you have any questions or if you'd like to share a photo of something with me that you have already done, go ahead to DeanneCMC2 and yahoo.com. Just send me a quick email. And I have a Facebook group in the works where I'm trying to put new products that are coming out. Not sure we're going to have much new the rest of December, But there'll be a few other ideas that I'm going to be doing for a weekend in February that I may secretly post on the Facebook group beforehand so you can see them. And otherwise, just request to join. I'll let you in and join our friendly group where we just want to just encourage and lift each other up and share our ideas. And then you can share your ideas of things you've made for my YouTube videos. All right. So thanks so much for hanging in there with me, you guys. I really appreciate those who have supported me and watched my videos. You're amazing. Thank you so much. And I will see you again next time. Talk to you later. Bye.